Welcome, everyone, to Assembly Bethesda On Air. I am your host, Hayne Fogarty, and today we are diving deep into a story that has resonated through centuries, the life of Mary Magdalene, often known as the original dark and redeemed figure. Now, we're not going to get too stuffy about this. My goal is to explore her journey in a real, down-to-earth way. So grab your coffee or tea, settle in, and let's get into this. We're going to take our time walking through every part of what we know about her, so you can really feel the power and transformation in her journey. Mary Magdalene comes across in the pages of the Bible as someone who truly knew both sides of the coin, the heavy weight of darkness and the freeing power of redemption. She lived in a time when life moved at a slower pace, yet the struggles she faced feel a lot like what many people go through now. What's truly interesting is how her ancient struggles echo our modern ones. She's a powerful symbol of hope for anyone feeling trapped by their past.
Let's start at the very beginning and build this out step by step. She hailed from Magdala, a busy little spot near the Sea of Galilee, where people made their living from fishing and trade. The town sat along important routes, so there was always movement, always activity. We don't have tons of details about her early days before she met Jesus, but the scriptures make one thing very clear. Jesus freed her from 7 demons. Now, that number 7 often stands for completeness in biblical language, so this wasn't just a small problem or a minor issue. No, this was a full-on battle for her soul and peace of mind. Can you imagine carrying something that heavy, something that affected every single part of your life? This wasn't a minor deliverance. This was a complete overhaul, a profound shift from deep torment to ultimate freedom. What's clear is that her past was heavy, but her future was about to be utterly transformed. After that incredible healing, everything started to shift for Mary. She didn't just say thanks and walk away like it was no big deal. Here's the thing. She jumped all in with Jesus and his followers. She used what she had to support the work they were doing. She traveled with them from town to town, listened to every teaching, and became part of this tight-knit group that was changing everything around them. Think about how brave that was for her. Women in that culture didn't always get to make those kinds of choices or step out so publicly. Yet Mary stepped up and stayed faithful through it all. She saw something so real, so powerful in Jesus, that it pulled her out of the shadows she once knew so well. This wasn't casual interest. This was full devotion from someone who had truly tasted real deliverance and found a new purpose. Now, as we move forward in the story, we come to the most intense moments of all. When Jesus was arrested and taken to the cross, fear scattered a lot of the men who had promised to stick by him. Many ran and hid to protect themselves, but Mary Magdalene stayed close. She watched the suffering, she felt the pain of it all, and she did not run. That kind of loyalty comes from someone who has truly been changed from the inside out. She stood there with other women, supporting each other while their hearts broke. The scene was chaotic and heartbreaking, yet Mary remained steady. What's interesting here is that her love outweighed her fear. Her presence at the cross speaks volumes about the depth of her transformation and unwavering commitment, even when everything seemed lost. After the crucifixion, she even helped with the burial preparations. She saw where they laid him. She made note of every detail. Then she went home to rest on the Sabbath, according to the customs. But as soon as she could, early on Sunday morning, while it was still dark, Mary headed back to the tomb. Her heart must have been heavy with grief, but she went anyway because love and devotion pulled her there. And there, in that quiet garden moment, the risen Jesus met her first. He called her by name, Mary, and she recognized him. What a scene! The woman who once carried deep darkness became the first witness to the brightest hope of all time. She ran to tell the disciples the news. At first, they didn't believe her, but she kept sharing what she saw. She had encountered the living Jesus, and nothing could stop her from telling it.
We can spend a lot of time unpacking why her story matters so much, even in our modern world. Mary's journey shows that redemption isn't earned by being perfect first. No, it's a gift that meets you right where you are, in your mess. Mary didn't fix herself up before coming to Jesus. She came broken, and he did the heavy lifting. Then she responded with a love and devotion that lasted. Her example encourages us to show up even when things look impossible. She kept going when others gave up. She listened when others doubted. She believed when belief felt hard to hold on to. Mary reminds us that consistency in faith often grows out of deep gratitude. When you truly know how dark things once were, the light of new life feels even more precious, doesn't it?
As we get closer to wrapping up this extended look at her life, I want to highlight a few more aspects. Mary Magdalene represents hope for anyone who feels defined by their darkest chapters. Her story powerfully says those chapters do not get the final word. Redemption writes a much better ending. Think about it. She went from being tormented by 7 demons to standing in the light of resurrection morning. That is profoundly powerful. She also shows the immense value of loyal presence. In a world that often celebrates flash and excitement, steady faithfulness truly stands out. Mary wasn't flashy, she was simply faithful. And that faithfulness put her in the unique position to witness the resurrection first. Her announcement to the disciples carried the message that literally changed everything. He is risen. Because she shared it, the news spread, proving that one redeemed life can spark movement in many others. What an incredible legacy, right? We've covered a lot of ground today, walking through her hometown, her deliverance, her daily following, the cross, the tomb, and the resurrection. Each part builds on the last and shows a complete picture of transformation. Mary Magdalene truly is the original dark and redeemed figure. Her story continues to speak because it is honest about struggle and hopeful about change. Thank you for joining me today. As always, it is a pleasure to spend this time with you. God bless, and until next time, courage. Thank you again. If you like what I do here, head on over to www.assemblybethesda.com.